What a beautiful intro. Hello and welcome to the video. We're Team Cheats a Lot with Dr. Gold, or not Dr. Gold, or whatever he's going by today.
I don't know yet. I think I'm going by Frieza.
Okay, Frieza, also formerly Zamasu. I am Solid Mercury. And hopefully this guy enjoys spectating us doing random crap.
Poor kid. He's just like, what are these guys doing?
Why are there 3 leaders between 2 of them? Why are all these cards face down?
So we're here to talk about ways to beat the tricolor meta.
Yes, how to beat Tricolor. We have 3 leaders in particular that are very effective for this purpose uh, due to countering. So the first one would be Knockout Strike Gogeta. Basically, its entire effect is not relevant for this purpose. It's just, it gets its own special effects. But it has an active main. Choose 1 card from your hand, place it in your drop area. Your opponent can only activate counter skills once for the duration of the turn. So if you plan to go off on to some sort of major play, you can just lock them out of their counterplays for the turn once they use 1.
So our next leader is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta Fusion Perfect. His active battle is a little different. So once per turn, I choose 1 red card in my hand, place it in the drop area. If there are 2 or more Son Goku BR and 2 or more Son Vegeta, that's a new one, Vegeta BR cards in your drop area, your opponent cannot activate counter skills with energy cost of 2 or more for the duration of the turn. He also gets +5 to double strike. This really locks people out of all the counterplay that's currently floating around, and especially hurts Tricolor, because that is what they depend on for almost the whole game. You can pop off this turn, you just have to swing. So if they have Nimbus, you're kind of taking a toss-up, but ultimately it's going to give you the better edge.
The only downsides to this one is that obviously low-cost counterplays are still playable, or low-cost counters in general are still playable. But with this, you do have to do your leader attack if you want to start your turn with it active.
I mean, it's still good.
You have to get to a battle before
Yeah, you have to
effective.
fight, which is annoying. Yeah. But anything that's a 1-drop counter, it's still going to work.
Yes. And our final leader is Supreme Evil Janemba, the Forgotten Gem, in my opinion. Active main. Choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop area. During this turn, when your opponent activates counterplay, they choose 3 cards from their hand and place them in the drop area. And this is a stacking skill, as I've been informed through other judges
Multiple
and such.
Judges.
Yes. Because how the game works is it favors stacking effects. So in most cases, like doubling down on double strike is a very common occurrence. This one just doubles down on your opponent having to pay 3 cards from hand. So 3 turns to 6, 6 turns to 9. You can basically just make it so it's impossible for your opponent to play a counterplay entirely for the turn, and you can just go have fun.
Because how it's working, it's triggering different instances. So if he does it, he plays the counterplay, it stacks effects. So you have 1 instance, 2 instance, 3 instance, and it just goes on.
Yeah. Right. Sure. So next up is this little secret.
Ooh,
da 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 da.
Yes, Agents
Bojack
of Destruction. And this card in particular is the best one to counter the tricolor Janemba because of his active main. So you have to pitch 2. You choose. If this card is in rest
cost
mode.
2.
Yeah, it's cost 2. Yeah, so he has to be in rest mode. You choose one of your. Is it just the leader? It is. I've never actually read the Bojack.
Yes. If this card's in rest mode, choose your opponent's leader card and switch it to rest mode, which does work if the opponent's leader is in rest. It just basically skips that part if there's anyone ever questioning it. That is the official ruling for this.
He keeps the leader basically prisoned out, and it's amazing.
Yep. It cannot be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So their leader is just held hostage. It can't even be switched by an effect. So even like the Broly BR yellow leader cannot switch itself back to active mode.
If your opponent's using a blue wish leader and you decide to use the Gohan Desire,
Cannot be switched.
It won't work.
It's Call of Justice.
Yeah,
I know from experience. I use that one a lot.
that card, I swear.
But yes,
Apparently,
great way to screw over the alternate win con in Janemba, Guy Nemba, or Tri Nemba, whatever you want to call it.
what's this card right here?
This one?
Yeah, that one. What's this card?
Well, it's in rest,
Oh,
and now it's back, and now it's face up.
hey, that's right,
Zeno!
Zeno the Flame God.
Uh, just due to the strength of a card like Zeno the Playing God, it's one of those that is always an effective choice in most cases. Isn't that right?
Hmm. So Zeno's still just stupidly good in this meta, especially with chain attack. They haven't addressed chain attack. They haven't addressed Zeno. So this just runs rampant through almost every game. If your opponent sights it, they bring it in. Just pack up now. Just put your deck back in the box. Be like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm going home.
And the next one, dun, da, da, da.
This card.
I hate this card personally, but it's effective to say the least.
Basically, the purpose behind this card is early game. It can't be hit by any counterplay besides Denial of Hope, but it's going to be your aggro fodder. You just want to go in on this card.
Well, you can also hit it with Champa.
That's right. Champa can still hit it.
Yeah. But it costs you one to play it, and you can combo out in your leader card to get it out effectively.
Mm.
It also helps knock out a bunch of stuff. It's basically just using aggro for cheap cost.
Yeah, early game aggro is just so pressuring against any tricolor right now.
Really is. I don't remember where everything is, so we'll see what's next. How
I
about
know what this L shape is.
is it a Z?
Is it a Z?
Uh,
I know what these
yeah,
are.
that's Zed, and I know what the the semi pyramid
Okay.
is.
I'm gonna love your
Uh,
editing for this.
Face up.
What?
Dun,
Yeah,
da, da, da. These
Frost
two will go
Deadly
in a pair.
Poison.
Face up. And cold bloodlust.
Do you want to take Deadly Poison or Bloodlust, my friend?
They both run in the same vein. It these two as a pair. Here, I'm gonna reach
Mhm.
out some extra stuff quick. This side. So our focus is Frost Deadly Poison and Cold Bloodlust, both of them being effect negators. With how the counterplays work, you can counterplay the counterplays and just knock out their effects entirely. Frost Deadly Poison being one that's a bit more costly
Mm-hmm.
in most cases, but you can only play Cold Bloodlust at 1 currently and only in a Frieza leader. Or Frieza's army leader. Uh,
Sorry. These two are amazing. I love the fact that they can go hand in hand. There are benefits and downsides, like Cold Bloodlust is a cost to 1, but you only run it at 1.
Yeah.
Frost Deadly Poison, you can run it at 4, but it has 3. So you're taking a toss-up.
You do have the multicolor as well for Frosts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
We'll miss you, Cold Bloodlust.
let's see what this one is.
Ooh,
Tien.
Tien.
Tien. Well, Tien's self-explanatory. Or if Gold would like to explain.
So, Tien is very self-explanatory. Since most of the tricolor decks either use a red or a blue leader, he ultimately will be amazing, because instead of paying for 4, he goes for 1. When you play this card, your opponent can't switch energy to active mode using a non-awakening skill until the end of their turn. So if they dedicate with any counterplay, they dedicate with anything really. Sense of Being won't work, Unyielding Trunks won't work. You have to awaken, or you're forcing them to be tapped out.
Yep. So, good way to keep the counterplays low. In most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Tricolor
Also,
being...
your opponent's tunnel visioning.
Yeah. I did, in San Diego, use Frost Deadly Poison against the TN at one point
Ooh.
because I was not going to have that happen.
That's such an interesting interaction. How did that go?
It helped.
Hey, there you go.
I mean, I think I won that one, which wasn't a lot.
Aw.
These two are basically hand in
These
hand.
two were paired, yeah.
All right, you ready? I believe this is your contribution, followed by mine.
It is.
Dun dun
Yes.
and dun dun.
The Frieza pair. So, my contribution was the 7-drop Frieza. First things first, it is an EX evolve for 1. You have to pitch a Universe 7 card, and it has to evolve onto a Frieza of Universe 7 Energy cost of 5, which is already difficult because there's only one Universe 5 Frieza, or Universe 7 Frieza with the energy cost of 5. But if you get to establish it, you get Triple Strike. It's permanent. If your leader card is yellow, your opponent can't activate counter, auto, or active unless they rip a card from their life, and it goes to the drop. So you basically are controlling how often they want to activate skills.
Crit it every time.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. It's Triple Strike as well. So it's like, oh, you want to activate that counterplay?
Crit.
I'm a swing per game.
Yeah. The other one is Golden Frieza Indomitable Emperor, the Frieza Prison Frieza, if you will. So you can evolve him pretty easily if you're playing out certain matchouts. You obviously need a red Frieza army card.
Frieza BR.
Nah, red Frieza army.
Oh, for the permanent? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought we were talking the evolve.
Yeah. Evolves are evolves, but the permanent on this thing is amazing because as long as you have that red Frieza's army card, your opponent can't play battle cards with 30,000 power or less unless they want to rip 4 cards from life. Which ones would you like to see next?
I think these two pair up here. These guys. If I remember right, I know what they are.
Dun, dun, dun,
Are they perfection?
da, 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 da.
That's right, it's the 1-drop swarm. I love these little things so much. So the big thing with counterplay is almost all of them are 2-drops. So running a bunch of 1-drops, swarming out the board, you're gonna make your opponent feel dumb if they have to pay 2 to stop a pan. Oh yeah. And the best part about these cards are
less effective.
If they don't do anything about them, you get to self-awaken.
Yep.
So
They can help
say
push.
if you're running Gogeta, you basically
Run.
just speed up your process.
If you run basically any of these lovely leaders here, yeah, you can try to get yourself to that backside quickly, so that way you don't need to rely on your 1-drops as much. All right. Anyone in particular you want to start with?
Let's go with the middle one, just out of curiosity.
I swear I'm hearing one of my cats snoring.
I just don't remember these 3.
Dun,
Yes, it's hand control.
Hand control? What about
The big
hand control?
oh,
Or maybe hand control.
hand control.
Hand
so
control.
the biggest thing when it comes down to Tricolor is Janemba Mill hates hand control. It's one of the hard counters. And since he's returned, I think these 3 are going to see a lot of light.
Not necessarily perfect for a cell.
No,
Not until
sadly.
we actually get more cell evolve options available. But hand control in general will make a comeback.
Oh yeah, I think hands down this cell just makes the deck or makes any Android deck awesome. But the thing is, we lost the starter, so you're in a very weird matchup. 17's super easy to get out. You can wish it back with Shenron if you really wanted to dedicate to the 3 energy to play Hellfighter, absorb 17, bring him out. You can, and we are seeing Shenron Gogeta return. So this card's really easy to get out, but
It
you do
does
have to
have
be smart.
barrier and deflect, so it does have a bit more inherent protection than some of the other ones too.
Oh yeah.
Alright, which pile next?
Do you want the Z or do you want the cluster?
Let's do the Z.
Let's do the Z. I like that. It's too bad all 5 of these cards are basically the same card.
Same for the other one.
I know.
Alright, let's begin.
Yes.
Face-ups.
Deadly Defenders.
The
Basically-
deadliest.
Deadly Defenders are amazing. One, they have barriers, so besides Champa, all the counterplays can't stop it. The only one that can really hurt
Excluding
will be
standards.
Champa. Yeah, all the standard ones. Champa and Denial of Hope are the only 2 that will get around this.
The standard extra card counterplays will always get around anything that does not have deflect,
Mm-hmm.
but all the battle card counter plays will be stopped with this one, excluding Champa, but that's not really going to help your opponent out because you're just putting it in rest mode. They're putting it in rest mode for you. Shall we do the last one?
Yes, let's do the last one.
All right. Starting from the middle. That's not right. Why'd I do that?
I don't know. Why did you do that? There they
Alt
are.
face.
So these are the what are being called the bottom out cards. So basically, if your opponent's being like, oh, especially Mill. Say Mill's
Mill.
just going off on you. You want to combo with these. You get to choose 3 cards in your drop area and put them at the bottom.
Now, to be specific, because this is something I had to deal with a lot in San Diego, read their effects. The colored ones obviously need to go to a specific leader. Vegeta making an entrance can go into anything, so you can double down on some of these if you need. But these do only pick battle cards with 3 or more energy and 3,500 or less attack.
Mm-hmm.
I had, on one occasion, one person tried to grab a ultimate, I believe it was Goku Oob,
Oh.
and I looked at him just like, no, that's not how that works. I also had one person try to grab something with a lower energy cost, and like, no. Make sure you are revealing them to your opponent beforehand as well, because that is one thing that I saw constantly is people will grab them, and they'll just slap them in, and they'll shuffle too. People will shuffle back. This is not a shuffle. This is bottom.
Oh yeah. Now
This
they
is
are
just
again,
a ruling nightmare to deal with.
Yep. They are leader restricted, and you have to pitch
Excluding
one
this.
card. So if you excluding the Vegeta. Ultimately, if you want the best outcome, I guess you have to use Draft Box Vegeta.
True, you could use the draft box Vegeta and legitimately never run out of options.
The ultimate stop card.
I mean, there's enough terrible decks probably that can be made with that, so
No,
just
it's okay.
just make Vegeta a harem.
Make Vegeta the king.
I mean, he's been stuck as a prince for a while.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see you guys next time.